Greetings, my excellent friends. You got the Hobby Drifter here once again, back with another video. It is May 26th, 2024 here in beautiful Tokyo, Japan. Not going to stay beautiful for long. We are going to get the rainy season going fairly soon. But until then, let's take a look at this thing. This is a copy of TV Land magazine from April of 1992. It means this is 32 years old, if you can believe it. This is one of the first issues that had stuff from Zyudanger, aka the first couple of seasons of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. The original one, like if you bought this off the shelf 30-something years ago, it came with a Papercraft Megazord / Daijujin. That is long gone from this. I absolutely love stuff like this. Okay, I know it's not one of the premium items. It's not a prestige piece. I mean, if you're a collector of Power Rangers or Sentai or whatever, you want the figures, you want the robots, maybe you want the role play stuff. And that's all really cool. That is, but especially for stuff like Zyudanger / Power Rangers, and I'm going to come back to the distinction in a sec because it bugs me. I love the stuff that was released before it became like this cultural institution. Which, by the way, Zyuranger didn't in Japan. It is not one of the more beloved series. But anyway, just real quick, in this video and in most of my videos, I bounce back and forth between Japanese terminology and English terminology, and it's just whatever pops into my head at first. I am very happy that most of the comments that I get on these videos are positive, or at least not little whiny stuff. That I do get a few, but it's usually like, oh hey, I enjoyed that, or have you seen this, or did you ever run across one of these when you were out hunting for stuff? And I'd love comments like that. Thank you so much for everyone who does. Please leave me more. But it's the whiny stuff where, like, if I say Sentai instead of Power Rangers, or if I say, Convoy instead of Optimus Prime, usually when I'm reading off of the box or off the page, I'll get comments that are just like, "Oh, you're not Japanese. Why do you use the Japanese names? It's fine. Use the American names or whatever." And it's just because I don't know. They bounce around in my head. Okay, so it's not an intentional thing to do. I'm not trying to pretend like I am ethnically Japanese or anything. It's just I do most of my hobby stuff in Japan, and I do most of my talking in English. So I bounce back and forth. It's not even a conscious thing. Like, I'm not even trying to do it. But understand that I might say the Megazord, I might say Daijujin, I might say Zyudanger, I might say Power Rangers, and I am familiar with the difference. It's just it doesn't matter. But what does matter is this stuff, because again, stuff released while the series was ongoing. Love stuff like this, and this type of magazine remains popular today. I don't know if TV Land is still around, but this exact type of magazine is still going. There's I've seen it as like TV Magazine, TV Land, TV Kun. Still the same format to this day, like one big picture in the middle and then just surrounded by other stuff. And I'm not going to go through this whole thing, but it's just, this is a really fun little slice of what it was like to be a fan of this kind of stuff, or just to be a kid in Japan in 1992. Little time capsule. So real quick, I don't want this to be like a super long video. I'm not going to go page by page or whatever. I tried to record a video like that already, and I just didn't love it. So I'm going to just flip through and we're going to take a look at this. And because I have given up all pretense of this being any kind of a well-produced show, I'm going to just move the camera here. First thing to notice, it does open, the opposite direction of Western books and magazines. So what we got on the cover? We got the Red Ranger here. Says here we got 50 cool pages of Zyuranger. Also in the magazine, we got Kamen Rider SD. A bunch of stuff I'm unfamiliar with. The little Ultraman, I think, critter. Ultraman Kids, Moomin, more Power Rangers, Mario, good old Mario there. Something called Ganbaruga, and Raijin O. I think that's... Okay, I thought that was something Brave, because it looks very similar to a Transformer, but it's Dagon, some Totoro, and yeah, so the original version of this came with a Papercraft Megazord. Long gone from this one. I'm sure that if you were to find a copy that still had it intact, you would be paying a lot more money than I paid whenever the hell I bought this. Back cover, we got Thomas. So, I mean, just to give you, the idea, this is not... One of the things that just drives me crazy is when people try to say that either currently or back in the day, Japanese children's programs were not made for kids. Like, oh, they were so much more adult, they were so much more mature. No, I mean, you got your Power Rangers here with, Thomas the Tank Engine toys advertised on the back. So, I mean, yeah, kid stuff is for kids, and it's okay to enjoy kid stuff as an adult. I certainly do. I'm recording this as a video right now to prove it. Alright, so let's see what we got here in this book. Alright, so it's got some advertisements for Panakids, and it's games and music. I'm guessing that's Panasonic. All these little electronic doohickeys. We got something for a little Haru no Super Present. So this is before the Dragon Ranger, before the Green Ranger, some of the original Power Ranger toys, the original Kyoryu Sentai Zyuranger toys, role-play items. Not even the robot yet, though. And I'll come back to that. That's some Dagon, Godzilla, some Kamen Rider, a little bit of Transformers. Think about the Transformers stuff. I would love to get a bunch of these TV Land magazines from the time of G1. So this is like the Micromaster Combiners, your 6-Builder, 6-Wing, 6-Turbo, and Guard City. One of those Holy Grail-ish characters. Some stuff about games. Here we got some Game Boy, actual board games. Super Famicom Soft, Cyber Formula Sannin. Would love to get some of the Transformer magazines, but those even when I picked this up, like, those were long gone. Those have been popular for a while with collectors in Japan and out, and you don't see them very often. We got this little thing here. You can pop it out. It's like a cardstock deal with some Zyuranger cards. We got the Mammoth Ranger, the Mammoth. These kind of look like they're, holographic, but they're not. It's just printed on there. With the info on the back. This is pretty cool. We got a fold-out poster of the Megazord / Daijujin and like what it, the inner workings, which is really, really cool. And once I'm done filming this video, I am going to get a much better picture of it to share online, because I don't think anyone else has done that. I've never seen this before. So this is early in the Power Rangers, early in the Kyoryu Sentai Zyuranger series. It says right here, Kyoryu Power Da. It's dinosaur power. So this is still not super well known. So what's in this magazine here could very well serve for art references. So we got some pictures from the series, the individual Zords here. Very nice shots of all of these. That's it. The power cannon, or the howling cannon, as it's called here. So, I mean, if you were, a kid in 1992, and you liked drawing, you wanted references for some of these things, this is a really, really good resource for that. Actually, I've got some Power Ranger, some Sentai books that don't do quite as much for that. This is kind of cool. Okay, so here's the Super Sentai Robot Ninki contest. So it's the grand prize for this contest. 6 people will get the Megazord Daijujin robot. Second prize is the Ranger Stick, which is the blade blaster that came with a holster and belt. I used to have this. This is not like a functional morpher, buckler, whatever. It's just basically a piece of plastic with a sticker. So for roleplay purposes, 24 people will win. Third prize, the action figures. I am almost positive that this picture here is a prototype of the Megazord figure, because the actual one had several notable differences. I believe these were different in the production one, as were the shoulders. And I don't mean the Power Ranger version, I mean the actual one released looked different from this. So, cool. Picture of the prototype of the Dino Megazord Daijujin. This is some series called Exceed Raft. I thought it was Beetleborgs at first. I don't think it is. It's just I don't know. This non-Power Ranger, non-Transformer thing. This is kind of cool. This little insert thing here from Nintendo. It's TV game news, and there's a little Mario comic strip here. It says here this is page 60, which means that there's probably started from January, this series. And yeah, just more stuff about current stuff that's on TV, stuff that would be interested for kids. Mazes, puzzles, things like that. Got your Dragon Ball Z. Little bit of Ghibli looking thing. And then towards the end you get your comic strips. Like how different these look. Like you can see the characters' eyes through the visors. The mouths are actual mouths that move. This guy's got a stem or something in there. Fingers are getting black from the newsprint on here. So you got your Zyudanger Power Ranger manga, and some stuff about Usuka. Yeah. More comic strip stuff. Then you get some puzzles. Hero Land, Hiro Shiritori. That's fun. It's a Shiritori game. Nani ni naku natta kana. So what's missing from one picture to the next. Maze. Who's that? Gundam? Then there's some advertisements. There's some stuff for kids art. That's pretty good for a 7-year-old, right? That's, I mean, yeah. Cool stuff, kids' art. Then there's this thing to join the Jew Ranger Club. So you can. Oh, yeah. There's the official Jew Ranger Club badge. I've seen these for sale occasionally. They're not inexpensive. Names of the people who are in the club. So if you wanted to get yours or your kid's name printed in the magazine, there you go. These are the names of the people who were in the Jetman Club. A couple more comic strips, and then towards the end there's the instructions for making the long gone Papercraft Megazord, and some stuff about the next issue. Table of contents towards the end, and another advertisement, this one for Tobiko. So yeah, that is a look at a 32-year-old Japanese children's magazine. Interesting to see some of the stuff that is still popular now versus some of the stuff that has kind of fallen into obscurity. Not a lot of it has. I mean, I know I don't know a lot about Ganbaruga, but I do know that I've heard that name recently. I think there was like some new model kit or something released. The SD Gundam, or the SD Kamen Rider stuff still pops up here and there. And, I mean, of course, Sentai is still going, probably, as strong as it ever was. So it's kind of interesting to see just how relevant this kind of stuff from the 90s is. I've got a copy of Shonen Jump from the week that I was born, and I knew basically none of those characters and stories. So I guess the stuff that had the most staying power was after I was born. I think Dragon Ball was a couple of years after that. Of course, then my copy of Shonen Jump cost me like $4, and that first Dragon Ball one I saw on sale at the same Mandarake I bought this at. I saw one of those a year or two back for about $2,000. So I guess it was good I wasn't born that week. As time goes by, the price of collecting basically anything is going up, and it's not just inflation. I mean, there's a bunch of different contributing factors, many of which annoy me. But fortunately, there are exceptions, but fortunately, you can still collect books and things like this relatively cheap. If you were to find this magazine now in the Mandarake, you'd probably be looking at 4,000, 5,000 yen, which is, it's not cheap, but it's also not, the price you'd pay for, a Power Ranger figure or robot or something from that time period. So it can be done with relative, financial acuity. I don't know. I see some of the prices that some of this stuff goes for now, and I'm just like, even if I could pay that, I wouldn't. like. Yeah, I'm fortunate enough that I have a decent job and no debt and reasonable savings to where it's like, yeah, I could buy this thing, but it's not worth $500 to me. I would be happier with the $500. I saw the King Brachion, which became Titanus, boxed, very nice, and it was $500. It was like, yeah, that's ridiculous. That's $500 for this thing. So yeah, I've been enjoying books more recently than things like toys or, God forbid, games, because you can just it's still an enjoyable, hobby. Like if I pay 5,000 yen or 8,000 yen or whatever for a book that I want, I'm gonna get 5,000 yen, 8,000 yen of enjoyment out of that thing. If I pay $500 for a toy robot, I'm probably not gonna get 500 bucks worth of enjoyment out of it. So yeah, I would kind of like to, and I've got a couple of more of these already, but I would kind of like to go back and like collect all of the TV Land magazines with Zyuranger in them, which, as I promised, I would mention before. One of the differences between Zyuranger and Mighty Morphin Power Rangers is that Zyuranger, not a popular like Sentai series in Japan. Like if you were to ask, you know, 100 Japanese Sentai fans of appropriate age, my age ish, Zyuranger probably wouldn't crack most of their top five, which is weird because it's dinosaurs, and like dinosaurs, bugs, and trains are like the three things that, the like the holy trinity of stuff that Japanese, especially boys, are into. But because of this, most of the attention on Zyuranger for the last 30 years has been from Power Rangers fans, which has led to a frankly terrifying, not amount, but overall percentage of the stuff being exported to, countries outside of Japan. And I am not blameless in this. I have sold a shit ton of Sentai stuff, of Zyuranger stuff, to fans in Europe, in North America. I think, I have sold some to South America, China, Australia. So I mean, I've contributed to this, but there's not a lot left. So while you can get certain issues of TV Land magazine easily and cheaply, you are going to wind up paying, and by you I mean I am going to wind up paying a bit of a premium for the stuff with Zyuranger. Unfortunately, the two properties that have the most crossover from the West and Japan that I'm into are, Zyuranger and Transformers, and both of those are tough to find stuff because of just it's been sent overseas to the fans, the fans from abroad. Didn't want this video to go 20 minutes, but it did. Sorry, everybody. Like I said, I'm always happy to read, your comments, questions. Thanks everyone for joining me. Hope you have a wonderful day whenever and wherever you're watching this. Stay safe, take care, and happy hobbying.